Welcome to this daily PBJ devotional. Read 1 Samuel 5 and 6 and Jeremiah 43 today. This devotional is about Jeremiah 43. When Jeremiah had finished telling all the people all the words of the Lord their God, everything that the Lord had sent him to say, Azariah son of Hoshaiah, Johanan son of Kareah, and all the arrogant men said to Jeremiah, "You are lying! The Lord our God has not sent you to say, 'You must not go to Egypt to reside there.' Rather, Baruch son of Neriah is inciting you against us, to deliver us into the hands of the Chaldeans, so that they may put us to death or exile us to Babylon." So Johanan son of Kareah and all the commanders of the forces disobeyed the command of the Lord to stay in the land of Judah. Instead, Johanan son of Kareah and all the commanders of the forces took the whole remnant of Judah, those who had returned to the land of Judah from all the nations to which they had been scattered, the men, the women, the children, the king's daughters, and everyone whom Nebuzaradan, captain of the guard, had allowed to remain with Gedaliah son of Ahikam, the son of Shaphan, as well as Jeremiah the prophet and Baruch son of Neriah. So they entered the land of Egypt, because they did not obey the voice of the Lord, and they went as far as Tahpanhes. Then the word of the Lord came to Jeremiah at Tahpanhes. In the sight of the Jews, pick up some large stones, and bury them in the clay of the brick pavement at the entrance to Pharaoh's palace at Tahpanhes. Then tell them that this is what the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, says. I will send for my servant Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and I will set his throne over these stones that I have embedded, and he will spread his royal pavilion over them. He will come and strike down the land of Egypt, bringing death to those destined for death, captivity to those destined for captivity, and the sword to those destined for the sword. I will kindle a fire in the temples of the gods of Egypt, and Nebuchadnezzar will burn those temples and take their gods as captives. So he will wrap himself with the land of Egypt as a shepherd wraps himself in his garment, and he will depart from there unscathed. He will demolish the sacred pillars of the temple of the sun in the land of Egypt, and he will burn down the temples of the gods of Egypt. This is God's word. In yesterday's reading, Jeremiah 42, the remnant of people left in Judah were scared and didn't know what to do. They vacillated about going to Egypt or staying in Jerusalem. Finally, they asked Jeremiah to pray and ask God to reveal his will. But before Jeremiah prayed, they assured him that they would take whatever God said and do it. Their words were, in Jeremiah 42:5 from the NIV, "May the Lord be a true and faithful witness against us if we do not act in accordance with everything the Lord your God sends you to tell us. Whether it is favorable or unfavorable, we will obey the Lord our God, to whom we are sending you, so that it will go well with us, for we will obey the Lord our God." And God responded. He promised blessings to them if they remained in the land. What a great answer to prayer. But was that their reaction? Did they say, "What a great answer to prayer"? What did the people who pledged so eloquently to obey the Lord our God, whether it is favorable or unfavorable, say in response to God's answer? Well, that's what we read here in Jeremiah 43, where verse 2 says in the NIV, Azariah son of Hoshaiah and Johanan son of Kareah, and all the arrogant men said to Jeremiah, "You are lying. The Lord our God has not sent you to say, 'You must not go to Egypt to settle there.'" And what did they do? All the people disobeyed the Lord's command to stay in the land of Judah. So they entered Egypt in disobedience to the Lord, according to verse 4 in the NIV. Our sinful hearts look for ways to sidestep God's word, reinterpret what it says, claim it doesn't apply to us, and find some way to do what we want to do in disobedience to God's revealed will. Ultimately, though, we harm ourselves because breaking God's laws will bring consequences. Do you have a heart to accept God's word, even if it is favorable or unfavorable, as the men in this passage said? Can you remember a time when you did what was right, even though you wanted to do what was wrong? How did that turn out for you? Consider that today, and I'll see you next time. May God bless you. Hope you have a great day today.